with Mr. Lamada. He will be starting soon. Oh, story time with Mr. Lamada, where all your dreams come true. Oh, he brings to life your favorite stories with a great big smile. You won't leave lonely, won't you start our reading? I just can't wait to be hearing story time with Mr. Lamada. He will be starting soon. Oh, story time with Mr. Lamada, where all your dreams come true. Oh, he brings to life your favorite stories with a great big smile. You won't leave lonely, won't you start all reading? I just can't wait to be hearing.
Good morning, and welcome to Storytime. Thank you for joining me. Happy Tuesday to you and your loved ones, wherever you're joining us from today. Good to be back. Missed you this long weekend, but I hope that you had a restful one. I did, absolutely enjoyed it, and I hope that you had fun too. Happy Tuesday to you. And I have to keep reminding myself, today is Tuesday. Yes, short week ahead. Thank you so much for joining in. As always, please let us know where you're joining in from and who is joining in with you. We do have an amazing lineup this week. Even though it's only $4, they are still fantastic. So please join us. I hope that you can join us. I hope that the times align with your schedule so that you can be here with us. Thank you so much for joining in. And if you're here in Oakland and the Bay in general, it is going to be cold this week. So please do go out there with adequate equipment, of course, and clothing. So just be aware of that. Today, I think, might be the warmest that we're going to have, and then it keeps getting colder and colder all the way through the weekend. So just be aware if you're here in the Bay. How is it where you are? How are you keeping warm? How are you trying to cool down, if indeed it is hot where you are? Thank you for joining in, and please let us know wherever you are, so indeed we can say hi to you. Thank you so much for joining in Storytime. We do have a wonderful book with us today, and this one is LUCA'S Special Blanket, a gift of love from Grandma. Love it. It is coming back to Storytime after a little while. I hope that you enjoy it. We do have an amazing lineup this week. Thank you so much for joining in Storytime. Let us see who is with us this morning, ready to enjoy a wonderful story. Thank you so much for joining in. Good morning to you. How are you doing today? Say happy Tuesday from the newly 9 years old Sarah and Nathan in sunny Illinois. Well, happy belated birthday, or is it happy birthday today? Thank you so much for joining in. Oh my goodness, yes, 9 years old. Oh my. I remember when I was 9. Fun times. Enjoy it. And the big one all coming next year. Wow. Thank you so much for joining in, and thank you for sharing that news with us. Happy birthday to you. Thank you so much for joining in. Absolutely appreciate you. Yes, our book for today, LUCA'S Special Blanket, coming in. Yes, for your special day, Sarah and Nathan. Thank you so much for joining us on Storytime. And of course, Amanda West, good morning to you as well. And not forgetting too that we do have a brand new book. Is coming out now May 11th, no longer March 2nd, May 11th, because this has been held back due to supply chain issues, but it is coming out. Jack the Library Cat will be out May 11th, and we'll get to see Marietta here on Storytime as well. So yes, exciting news ahead, but also a wonderful book to read together. Thank you so much for joining in Storytime, and I'm glad that you are here. LUCA'S Special Blanket, written by Deniese, who's originally from Jamaica, but currently lives in Uganda, if I'm not mistaken, Uganda or Kenya. And it is illustrated by Stella. Thank you so much for joining in Storytime. Yes, and on Storytime here, we continue to honor and celebrate Black History Month. Thank you so much for joining in. And Yes, an all-inclusive world is what we yearn for, is what we want. Thank you so much. And of course, peaceful too. Thank you so much for joining us on Storytime and welcome. Get ready for this one. Go grab your blanket if you need to. Lucas' special blanket, a gift of love from Grandma, coming to us from Deniese, and illustrations by Stella Hung. And a big thank you indeed to Deniese for allowing us to read this wonderful book here on Storytime. Get ready, get comfortable, get cozy. Go, 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 grab your blanket. Make this story time even better. Thank you so much for joining in. I'll catch you on the other side of this short break.
Hello, I'm Olalu Ogunyemi, officer in the United States Marine Corps and author of Crow from the Shadow. You are tuned in with my brother on Storytime with Mr. Lamada. Enjoy and God bless.
Welcome back indeed. Thank you. There's one stubborn hair strand that keeps coming in my face, but I've pushed it many times already. We do have a wonderful book, and I hope you're ready. Lucas' special blanket, a gift of love from Grandma. Written by Deniese, illustrations by Stella Hung. Lucas' special blanket, a gift of love from Grandma. Oh, and Grandma is the best. And it says here too in the dedication page, it says, for all the wonderful grandmas out there, whether by blood or love, thank you for knitting blankets. Thank you for the love, grandmas. You are the best. Luca's grandma lived far away on a tiny farm where she has lots of special animals. Have you met your grandparents? Are they close to where you are? Luca's grandma lives far away on a tiny farm where she has lots of special animals. I remember too, my grandma's village had lots of cows and pigs and goats and chickens running around all over. And really speaking, I think she's the only the only grandparent I got to really meet. My mom's mom. Loved her to bits. There is a tiny three-legged dog who loves to play. A cow with only half of a horn and no tail. Oh my. And and there is a cat who can't see. Looks like Grandma is taking care of a lot of animals here. And best of all, there is her special sheep whose wool has lots of colors. Oh my. That was beautiful. Look at that cat. The smile. Love it. There is a tiny three-legged dog who loves to play. A cow with only half of a horn and no tail. And there is a cat who can't see. And best of all, there is a special sheep whose wool has lots of colors. Luca loves visits from Gran Gran, who always wears a pink and purple jacket. She tells him all about her special animals. The sheep is his favorite. Aww. Luca is always sad when it is time for Grandma to go back to her farm. He stands with his mommy and waves as she walks away. She waves back at him and blows him a kiss. Mwah, mwah. Yeah, goodbyes are hard. Luca is always sad when it is time for Grandma to go back to her farm. He stands with his mommy and waves as she walks away. She waves back at him and blows him a kiss. Gran Gran, he weeps. I know, honey, mommy says. Gran Gran will be back as soon as she can. Aw. Grandma is sad to leave Luca too. When she gets home, she finds that her house feels big and quiet. Aw. Nothing quite like missing the ones that we love, isn't it? She decides to make Luca a special gift. She knits him a soft, warm blanket using wool from his favorite sheep. Grandma puts the blanket in a box, wraps the box in tissue paper, and ties it with a bow. Then she walks to the post office and sends it by special delivery. Ah! Grandma is missing Luca. She decides to make Luca a special blanket. She knits him a soft, warm blanket using wool from his favorite sheep. Is your blanket soft and warm? Grandma puts the blanket in a box, wraps the box up in tissue paper, and ties it with a bow. Then she walks to the post office and sends it by special delivery. Oh, yes, special delivery for a special person. Grandma, you're the best. One morning, the postman arrives with something for Luca, a parcel with a note which says, "My dearest Luca, I made this blanket on my farm with the wool from my sheep. When nights are cold, it will keep you warm. In each stitch is a special kiss for all the days I will miss you. Love, Gran Gran." Oh, my heart. Did you read that one more time? Maybe it's time to grab tissue paper too. My dearest Luca, I made this blanket on my farm with wool from my sheep. When nights are cold, it will keep you warm. In each stitch is a special kiss for all the days I will miss you. Love, Gran Gran. I love it. Luca loves his blanket. It smells like cinnamon and warmth, and most of all, his Gran Gran. He names it Blankie. Well, hello, Blankie. Luca and Blankie become best of friends. He takes Blankie everywhere, and together they get into lots of mischief. Oh. Sometimes they are superheroes, and sometimes Blankie is a kite. Blankie is also an excellent picnic blanket and a wonderful magic carpet. Ah. Yes, sometimes they are superheroes, and sometimes Blankie is a kite. Blankie is also an excellent picnic blanket and a wonderful magic carpet. Ah. But best of all, Luca loves to hold Blankie while he sleeps. With Blankie close, Luca has magical dreams. Luca has magical dreams of extraordinary animals and super cool machines. Are you one who remembers your dreams? But one morning, while Luca and Blankie are playing hide and seek with Daddy, Blankie snags on the table. This is the beginning of a rough day for Blankie. Oh no. At lunch, Blankie's corner gets dipped in Luca's soup. Oh my. This snagging on the table. And then dipped in soup. Oh my. Poor Blankie. Rough day indeed. And then at dinner, Luca doesn't like his vegetables. Almost all of the Brussels sprouts end up on Blankie. Oh my. By bath time, Blankie is looking a little dingy. And after bath time, Blankie is a little wet too. Oh my. But then so are mommy and daddy. Oh, Luca causing havoc. By bedtime, Blankie is dingy, fuzzy, messy, and wet. But Luca doesn't care. Blankie goes everywhere. Time for bed, Blankie, he says. But mommy doesn't let damp and dingy Blankie into Luca's bed. Oh. Instead, Blankie gets a special wash and is hung out to dry. The next day, he is given back to Luca, nice and clean. Luca is pleased to have Blankie back, but something is wrong. What is it? What could it be? Blankie is nice and clean. What do you think? He cuddles Blankie close to try and figure out what it could be. The Gran Gran smell is gone, he says sadly. Oh. The week after, Grandma comes for another visit. She has her special wool inside a basket and promptly sits down to repair Blankie's fuzzy bits. Grandma to the rescue. Yay. This makes Luca very happy, especially when Gran Gran makes him hot chocolate and her yummy cinnamon rolls. Aww. When Gran Gran leaves, Luca cuddles Blankie close. Ah, yes. Luca cuddles Blankie close, and Blankie smells just right. That smile. Oh my goodness. Thank you so much for joining me on Storytime today. That is the end of our story. This one is called Luca's Special Blanket. Luca's Special Blanket. Written by Deniese and illustrations by Stella Hung. Thank you so much for joining me on Storytime. I'll catch you on the other side of this short break.
Hi, friends. My name is Christy, and I am the author of A Heart in the Sand, also known as Un Corazón en la Arena. Now, this bilingual book is about tesoros, or treasures. And something that I treasure is my friendship with Mr. Lamada. So I have a challenge for you. Share this story time with someone who you treasure, and we can all spread the literary love.
Welcome back. Thank you indeed, Christy Decran, and of course the author of A Heart in the Sand, a beautiful book that we've read here on Storytime, and hopefully we'll bring it back soon again. Thank you so much for joining in, and yes, you are treasures. We treasure you here on Storytime. Thank you so much for joining in for this special book, special, warm and cuddly Luca's Special Blanket, a gift of love from Grandma. Thank you so much for joining in. And this one is written by Deniese, illustrated by Stella Hung, and we were reading it with permission of Deniese. A big thank you to you for allowing us to read this one on Storytime. Tomorrow, we're back with another exciting story, and this time we're bringing one back. I want to say almost 2 years since we've read this one here on Storytime, but it is time to listen. It is time for Rabbit. The Rabbit listened. And this one is coming to us from Corey Dorfeld. So please do join us tomorrow for this amazing book. And because of permissions, this one will be on the Storytime platforms until June 30th. So enjoy it as much as you can, but also find it at your local library. And if you do have it already at home, bring it along with you tomorrow as you come to Storytime so we can read together. Thank you so much for joining in. Indeed, The Rabbit Listened is coming tomorrow. Thank you so much for joining in, friends. Absolutely appreciate you. And of course, a big thank you as well to all the support from all our friends that have been, encouraging Storytime, sending us recommendations and sending us pictures, and of course, just messages of encouragement as well. Thank you so much for joining in. I hope that you have a wonderful, wonderful rest of the day. And of course, Amanda, West, Sarah, and Nathan, especially Sarah and Nathan, on your special day as you turn 9. Thank you so much for joining in. Happy birthday to you, and I hope that you will have a wonderful, wonderful birthday period. Thank you so much for joining in. I hope that you get to enjoy and have lots of laughs and indeed all the warm feelings that I hope everybody has. Thank you so much for joining in Storytime. Happy birthday to you. And of course, thank you so much for joining in Storytime, Sarah and Nathan, 9 years old. And of course, good morning to you one more time, Amanda West. Thank you so much for joining us on Storytime. Sharon Lungo and of course, Soraya. Thank you so much for joining in. Well, you were here, sending you love, love, love. And thank you for joining us. And I was just saying, Soraya, too, that it is going to be cold out here in Oakland. So please do go out there with a sweater or indeed layers. And of course, we can always, it's always good to have more layers than needed. You can always take them off than to need layers and not have them. Thank you so much for joining in. I hope that you have a wonderful day at school. Happy Tuesday, everybody. This has been Storytime for this wonderful Tuesday morning. This has been Storytime to kick us off this week. Excited for what's coming ahead. And also, don't forget to Lots to Learn from Jack the Library Cat that is coming out now on May 11th. But there's lots to learn from there. Learning to read, library cats, finding a home, new friends, compassion towards animals. Yes, lots and lots to learn from this wonderful book that will be out soon. This has been Storytime. Much love from me, and I will see you again when we're back tomorrow for more Storytime. Join in for Rabbit. The Rabbit Listened. Yes, join us tomorrow and have fun with that one. Thank you so much for being here. Much love. Bye-bye.
Story time with Mr. Lamada. He will be starting soon. Oh, story time with Mr. Lamada, where all your dreams come true. Oh, he brings to life your favorite stories with a great big smile. You won't leave lonely, won't you start all the reading? I just can't wait to be hearing story time with Mr. Lamada. He will be starting soon. Oh, story time with Mr. Lamada, where all your dreams come true. Oh, he brings to life your favorite stories with a great big smile. You won't leave lonely, won't you start all reading? I just can't wait to be hearing where all your dreams come true. Oh, he brings to life your favorite stories with a great big smile. You won't live lonely, won't you start all the reading? We just can't wait to be hearing brings to life your favorite stories with a great big smile. You won't live lonely, won't you start all reading? We just can't wait to be hearing